Hello, hello. Happy Saturday. Happy Saturday. You guys know me. I'm just double checking. Um, Gosh, we just had such a great Cadillac Coffee Club. We had a ton of achievers. It was so much fun. We shared tips. If you're not a part of that club and you have a goal to grow your business, watch for some info this month on how you can be a part of some extra things that are designed for people that are, looking to achieve. So I am so excited to share a couple of things, but let me just see kind of where we're at. When you hop on, say hello. So let's see here. I'm going to put this at the bottom. Okay. All right. So I'm going to get started because I wanted to start at 11 and we're a few minutes behind. But happy Saturday. And I just want to congratulate we are the third most improved unit in all of Pennsylvania. And that is the period of time from January to June. So Jen was frantically, I was actually at an appointment yesterday, even though I'm on vacation, I am having appointments. And she was frantically trying to reach me because she had looked it up and saw the news. So I am so proud of you guys. I mean, we have really been digging in. We've got some fresh energy and we've really built some momentum. And so because of that, and, because of being a unit club and hitting 300,000 again, I want to continue with that momentum, of course. And as your leader, it is my responsibility to figure out our next goal, right? Because we need something to run for. That's what makes life exciting. And so what I wanted to do was bring on a guest who has a lot of belief in us. And so you can probably guess who the guest will be, but I've got her waiting in the green room, if you will, here in StreamYard. And I am going to bring on my friend, Betty McHenry. Woo! Hey,
Well,
Betty. Hello.
hello, everyone. Nobody could believe in you more than I do. It's like your mama believing in your family, your grandchildren, and your children.
Aw.
I am so excited about that number 3. And actually, I meant to congratulate you in front of God and everybody on the last call, and it got late and I forgot. But anyway, yes, I'm here to do whatever, say whatever. Hopefully, I'll touch somebody's heart.
So here's kind of our goal. And thank you, Betty, for agreeing. And Betty's got a lot of, as we all do, a lot of balls in the air. And so just to find the time to be able to grab her and for her to be willing and able to do this with us is such a gift. And so we thought we would do this interview style. So what I wanted to do is just kind of talk about why setting goals helps us impact more people and helps us, I really believe, do that extra push that helps us become the person that God designed us to be. I just think it's like almost, I don't know, an epidemic in our culture to put things off, to just be complacent, to just, I'll get to it later, I'll get to it later, I'll get to it later. So, setting that unit club goal was a big stretch for our unit. And I want to take that stretch to the next level. And I have to confess to the unit, Betty, that it was not my original idea beginning July. Okay. I thought we did unit club. I was able to be on Queen's Court of Sales. I want to be a triple star next year, which means I would add the court of sharing component and maybe do like a 350,000 unit club, maybe 400, a little bit of growth. And I think God was speaking to me through Betty and through Jen, both of them. And then actually this morning, and I didn't get to tell Betty this, but Kim McClure and I were texting, and Kim asked me what my goal is for this year. And I shared, which I'm going to share here in a minute. And she said, "Are you ready?" That's exactly what I was thinking. Okay. So when I really believe this, when we hear it multiple times, it's confirmation from God. Okay. So you guys hold on to something because this is going to be our goal. All right. I'm setting it. You can participate. You don't have to participate, but I will tell you, if you participate in this goal, you will achieve more dreams, more goals, and make more money. Right, Betty?
Absolutely.
Okay. So here's the goal. Instead of 300,000 unit club, 400,000 unit club, 500,000 unit club, 600,000 unit club, we are going for $650,000 unit club, which is considered a trip earning unit, right?
It is considered a circle of excellence. You are the epitome of excellence.
So Betty's going to explain why she believes this is something doable for us. But first, Betty, how many times has your unit done that?
Believe 12.
12. So she
12.
knows what she's talking about.
Yeah.
Okay, Betty, go ahead.
Well, I just want to thank you all for being a supportive, loving unit. I can't tell you how much you all mean to me through Laura, through the stories. I mean, you are amazing. Okay, here's what I truly believe is that when you have a big goal like Laura has, it, first of all, it's not her goal, it's her goal for the team. It's like the coach of a team saying, let's go for the Super Bowl. It's not his victory, it's the team victory. And so many times when we're going for, oh, maybe the Cadillac or a trip or something, there are those little voices out there and say, oh, well, that's great for the director, but what about the consultants? Well, it is about you. And I am going to share with you how it's going to benefit you. This is what my suggestion is. I have not talked to Laura about this. She just said she's going to interview me, but I am a true believer that Mary Kay used the ladder as a symbol because she wants us to go one step at a time. So what I'd suggest for all of you is to really set a goal and a plan to go one step higher on that rung every single month. So whatever it is, however you want to do it, Laura, I would suggest build those reds, build those stars. You know, stars drive cars, and build the numbers in your unit. And so instead of actually looking at the trip at going from 300 to 650, just look at your next month and do, it's so much more realistic there. If you're sitting there and haven't recruited yet, become a senior consultant this month. And if you have recruited and they're not all active, go for Red Jacket. We need leaders. And you have the best trainer for leadership that you could ask for right at your fingertips. If no matter what level you are, if look back to your 6 months, what's your average order been? Take your 6, get your average, and up it a little. Just increase month by month. And that way you will reach. And that's how you're going to reach Trip. And that's why I believe in you, Laura. It's not that you're going to jump and start doing 650 production. You're going to grow your numbers. It's not going to mean that you all, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to work. No, we're going to have more people doing the and then some. And that's how I feel about it. That's how you're going to get there.
Well, thank you. Thank you. And I think such a big part of this is belief. Okay. And I have shared this before, way back 10 long years ago when I joined Mary Kay. And I said, I'm going to be a personal use consultant and I'm going to order once or twice a year. And so I was explaining that to my husband. I said, so once or twice a year, 225 is 450 retail. It's like, 900, let's say $1,000 retail a year is what I joined Mary Kay thinking that I would be doing. Right. And somehow God took that $1,000 a year and turned it into $300,000 last year. Right. Mm-hmm. And so if we went from 1,000 to 300 to 650 can so happen. And it can so happen because guess what? There's over 100 of us.
Yeah.
Not just one.
That's right.
Over 100. So the belief, once I like lock into a belief, I'm like, oh my gosh. Okay. And so it's kind of fun. Like, so there's charts out that show trip and it says, the first month you should do around 11,000. So last month we did 10 or 17.5. Okay. Just to remind you guys, because I know you're not tracking it like I am. But we've been averaging 10 to 12. So we've probably been averaging 11,000 over the last 6 months. And so the first month for trip is that number, right? And so that's very doable. That's very doable, I believe, with our existing unit. But guess what? In the last week, we've added 3 new team members already in the last week. And so that is the power. And that's congratulations, Sandy. Congratulations, Jill. And I added a new team member. It's the power of the numbers and how we can spread. So,
Yep.
Okay. So I also wanted to just say, Betty brought up stars and she brought up reds. And so the STAR program is so huge. So can you talk a little bit more about why the STAR program is so amazing and so important, Betty?
Well, on the last call, we talked about consistency. And when I first started in Mary Kay in 1982, I had no idea even what kind of company this was, to tell you the truth. I was really, and which gives me so much hope, is that everybody was better than I was. But my director wore a ladder that showed how many stars she had earned in her year. And I wanted that ladder. I wanted to be a STAR consultant once I found out what it is and what it could mean to you. So I decided to make a commitment, and that actually it was 500 for a very short time, but for most of my 40 years, it was 600. And I made a commitment that I would order $600 a month, no matter what. I would make it happen. Now, for those of you who know my story, we had no extra money. My husband lost his job, and I had 4 children, and they were small, and I had to pay all the bills. So anyway, no sob story there. God actually knew that if I had it easy, I probably wouldn't have worked. So when I broke it down and I made sure I had enough to always be a STAR consultant, because it's so minor now. It doesn't take much work. To me, the workers are the stars. And if you're not a STAR, you probably aren't doing a whole lot. And that's okay if that's your choice. But if you want to be part of the engine and not the caboose, then we need to be stars. It's just it's a place to start. It's like, how do I set a goal? Well, you start by selling enough product, reaching enough people to be able to be a star. And then you need to up your star, because 600 isn't much. Sapphire isn't much today. So and wow, the program today, I have so many points accumulated. I don't even know where to start shopping, but I know my Christmas will be free.
Exactly. Well, and I want to just emphasize one thing that you said, because you said you made the goal to order 600. But then did you guys hear that she said she mapped out a plan and she was selling? And so that's the culture. That is my goal for our unit. I don't want people to just order. It can
Right.
be tempting to say, I'm this close, I'm just going to stretch this one time. And then it can be tempting to get into that habit. And that is not what we want. I mean, you guys all know when you joined, I never said, put inventory on your credit card and figure it out later, right? Now, I might have talked to you about the 12 months same as cash way to invest in inventory and pay it off in a certain amount of months. But I have never advocated putting product on a credit card and figuring it out later. I want you to have the cash and then turn that money back into restocking your inventory. And that just comes down to making a plan, right, Betty?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because what you do, you are leading others to do. That's kind of how I feel. You may be able to order as much as you want and it not even be a problem. But when you recruit somebody, when you have a new team member, you need to show her the way. And that's what leadership's all about. It's not just telling them what to do, it's showing them what to do and being the proof. I have to say this in case you don't ask me this
Okay.
question.
Okay.
And the question is, what's in it for me?
Oh,
And I
great.
want you consultants to know what's in it for you. What benefit would it be to be a Circle of Excellence unit? Let me just give you a couple examples. When you go anywhere as a consultant to a workshop with Kim or Jen or wherever, people are going to say, look at your name badge and say, oh my gosh, you're in Laura Asaf's unit. Or they're going to say, whose unit are you in? And you're going to say her name. And they're going to be, oh my gosh, how wonderful it is to be part of that. It builds such esprit de corps. And when she goes on trips, she'll get to know the top people in the company. And when she's backstage, she'll get to know the top directors in your seminar. I have had so many guest speakers in Youngstown, Ohio, because of that very thing. I have asked, I could make you a list, I bet, of 20, 25 national that are now nationals who've come to visit me in Youngstown because they knew we were a top unit and it was worth their investment of time. Not only that, but the company would send the top people. For instance, Jay Benson has been here. Our top, some of them have moved around so much I don't even remember, but Del Alexander was vice president then. He came. He's the one I talked about on the last call. So the benefits are, first of all, the pride you feel of being part of your confidence builders, because people will know you everywhere just because of the unit you're in. And secondly, because of the people that will come and pour into you, the directors that know and can give you a pathway. I am a total believer that everyone will speak to you in a different way. And some you won't even, you'll go like, oh my gosh, I don't even, you can grab nuggets from everybody. That's what I want to say. You don't have to be like that person, but go with the attitude, I'm going to grab a nugget from her. I'm going to build an encyclopedia of knowledge for myself that I can share with others. Laura and I are very different. I love working with her. She just taught a class. I loved it. I loved to listen to her. She's a grand speaker. I'm not, but I have longevity. I've been taught by Mary Kay, so the legacy part of the company. But you will gain so much as a consultant that I can't even explain to you. This is not about Laura. It's about you and your team. And I know you can do it. Yeah.
Well, thank you, Betty. And I have to say, I mean, they say, you're like the 5 people you hang around, okay? Or what voices you allow to input into your life. And so my life has been changed by the people that I've been able to be around. Fortunately, because of technology, that has really helped. But also, whenever we've earned like Cadillac luncheons at corporate events and they have a speaker, or my goal has been since last seminar year began, was to always be 10,000 or more so that I could be part of this $10,000 call that Stacy James, National Sales Director Stacy James, has been leading. And it's transformative, like it really is. And so like Betty's saying, the people that we can get our unit in front of, you might hear or pick up on their way of thinking. And I think that that's really something that it truly can transform your life. And that is what, Mary Kay has done, is you transform a woman's life and you transfer her family and you transfer her friends, you transform her friends. And everybody that she comes in contact with. And so we can do that for our unit. But here's the other thing that's so amazing is we can do it for people we haven't even brought into our unit yet. Right. And so that's where this is where I really want to just kind of take this. And that is that because I've had 3 separate people speak to me, and I really feel like God is using this as a platform, we can't do it without him. Right. And so
Yeah.
I have, in case you guys didn't know this, maybe you're maybe you're one of our brand new 3 that's watching this and you don't know me. I have been given the gift of communication. So I do like to talk. I'll even tell you what my mother says. She started talking at 18 months in full sentences, and she hasn't shut up since. Okay, whatever. My mom views that as a negative. I view it as a positive. And so I want to be able to speak to glorifying God through how he works through our unit. I want to do this to demonstrate that belief and involving him can help us do actually anything, like really anything. Okay. It might sound contrite. It might sound, I don't know, like I'm paying lip service to this, but I truly, truly believe it in my heart. And even our 300,000 goal, I felt like going into June, we can't do that alone. And that showed me yet again, every time in Mary Kay, when I've had these goals, he has shown me what he can do. And so, yeah, so I definitely just wanted to mention that. Is there anything else, Betty, that you think makes sense for them to hear? Oh, and I did want to say the other what's in it for them is that it is increased income. Whenever you set your goal higher, it's increased income and it helps avoid procrastination. Okay. It helps avoid procrastination. So, that's the other thing is that when you have a goal that you're working towards, you have to give it the and then some. So, okay. So is there anything else that, you would like to add? And I know we don't want this to go too long, to wrap up.
I have something that I'd like to pull up and read if I can. Can I do that?
Sure. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. I just have to find it, I guess.
So type in the chat, like if you guys, I know some of you are watching live and some of you are going to watch the replay. Who's excited? Like who's excited about their seminar year? Comment below. Who would like to be a part of this growth? Like Betty said, incrementally, it could be 15%. That's kind of a magic number, by the way, growing 15% a month. And so if our unit did that, we would be able to hit it. But if you did your own personal business, could you grow your own personal business by 15% a month? So Betty's phone this is what it's like. I talk to Betty often and she's just a popular woman.
Yes. And I forgot, honestly, I am so sorry.
It's okay.
Can you see me right now?
Yeah, but I can take you off if you want.
No, that's okay. Can I read this?
Yes, go right ahead. Yep, go right ahead.
This, I have to tell you, in this little teeny house and 4 kids that we had, is that my telephone's very annoying. I'm so sorry. I had a little desk and it had a glass top on it, and I still have it. That was the only desk I had. No drawers. It was just kind of a cute little desk. And under the glass, I had this prayer, and it helped me so much. And Laura, you may have it, and if not, I will send it to you.
Okay.
And I'd just like to read it real quick. It says, first of all, I have to tell you, it was written by a national sales director's husband. And it said, Lord, I need to be a winner, not for me, but for you. People are watching, and I am the example they will follow. Lord, I need to be a winner to show someone else the way. I can touch more lives by being a success, so I need to succeed today. Lord, I need to be a winner, and I am willing to do my share, but knowing all things good come from you, I need to know you're there. Lord, I need to be a winner. Every day you give me life, and with your leadership and your strength, I know I can succeed in my business, and in my personal life. And Lord, when you help me win and I will tell my story, I'll always remember to give you the praise, the honor, and the glory. So, sounds perfect for your
Oh
unit right
my
now.
gosh. Yeah, it made me cry.
Yes, it
Really.
is. It touches my heart every time I read it.
Yes. It made
It
me
just
cry.
meant a lot. So,
Thank you, Betty, for sharing that. I think that's a phenomenal way to just close. I am going to
yes,
add that. I have that prayer. Actually, I know right where it is at my house, but I did not make the connection on this new goal. And so I am adding that into my morning routine, which is what we trained on, or what I trained on our last meeting. But I did want to share one other thing, because I think oftentimes what happens, because we all have such full lives, is we immediately think, but I've got so much going on. Like, I don't know if I can commit to, whatever it is. And so Bridget Penberthy, who is going to be one of my roommates at seminar now, Jen and I are sharing with Bridget. She's a top director. She's amazing. And she said, and Jen has always said, quit saying busy, quit saying I'm so busy, and it's her pet peeve. And, but this is how Bridget put it. She says, instead of saying, but I'm so busy, I have so much going on, say, I have an abundance of opportunity that I get to prioritize. So I'm going to say that again. I have an abundance of opportunities that I get to prioritize. And so whatever you decide, is important for you, you can make time for, and I can help you with that. And so I do encourage you to reach out to me so that we can talk about your personal priorities with your Mary Kay business, and how I can help you in July and then in going forward. Okay. And I want to thank you, Betty, again, for sharing your time with us. Obviously people are looking for you, and we've got you, isolated. So I just really appreciate that. And for all of you that have taken the time to watch, we just appreciate that you're willing to watch, and hopefully being open-minded about what we've shared. And we're going to make it an awesome seminar year, right? All right.
love
Thank you.
you all.
Have a great
Bye.
rest of your weekend, everybody. Bye-bye.